Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree preview. We are Easy Allies. I'm Michael Huber, joined by...
Hi, I'm Isla Hink.
And Isla, I had the honor and the privilege of playing a good 3 hours of Shadow of the Erdtree. Just scratch the surface of this. If you want all the spoilers and like the deep dive into the lore, this is not the video for you. That's what I'm not about.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free. I will be spoiling one weapon, though, because it's just too epic not to mention. But this is the highly anticipated DLC for Elden Ring, our game of the year for 2022.
Yeah.
And we are in 2024, and we're finally getting DLC for this thing, which
That's
I
like
think
2
is...
years.
Yeah. I think that's just so interesting to go back to a game years later. Kind of reminds me of like Bowser's Fury for Mario. It's just a strange sensation going back.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like I fired up Elden Ring. I've decided I'm just gonna try it on my new game plus.
Do it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's probably a bad idea, but like I did it for Dark Souls 2. But
Yeah,
like
you'll be fine.
that was hard, but like it felt weird to go back.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You
It
know?
is a strange
I was
feeling.
like, I done did this.
Yeah. So the DLC takes place in what we all knew from day one of Elden Ring. You go through the egg with the arm coming out or whatever.
The second I saw that thing, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, there's the DLC.
Yeah, there's the DLC door.
Mikla or Michelob or whatever the fuck.
Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra in that
Yeah.
egg.
So you go through there, whatever, and you end up at the Land of Shadow, Shadow of the Erdtree. And they compared the overall size of the DLC to Limgrave.
Yeah, the first area.
Just like the first big area.
Yeah.
And
That's big.
it's big. They basically, the demo we played was like, okay, you have access to like this chunk of the map and you should go to these 2 specific spots.
It was similar with previews of Elden Ring original. Is like
Yeah.
you could go up and see that there was more there, but there was like a big invisible wall or partially visible wall.
Got it.
Set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, if you go too far off, maybe we'll tap you on the shoulder and tell you to turn around.
That's the easier way to do that.
yeah. But I kept it chill and just went to, those spots and explored around a little bit. I will say that it definitely just felt like more Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Which is not a criticism, but
Yeah.
those expecting, after so long a wait, I guess.
Elden Ring 2.
Elden Ring 2 or even Elden Ring 1.5, I didn't see that just yet. It just felt like more of Elden Ring straight up, which, I'm super down for.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know?
So one of the big things of this DLC I thought was interesting, and I kept for like a week now, I've been trying to think of a game that does this. Post in the comments, let me know, because I know I've experienced this. I'm like, what game does this? There is a separate currency, I guess, a pickup that you can get to upgrade your character to make them do more damage and take less damage, but it's only in the Land of Shadow.
Huh.
So you can find this upgrade.
I mean, is this because I had heard rumors that like there'd be level scaling or something like that they were somehow trying to combat the problem of like, hey, I'm on New Game Plus. What am I supposed? Do I just replay the game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which like common wisdom says, yeah,
Yeah.
you do. But then someone else was like, there were rumors there was level scaling. Maybe
Yeah.
this is that.
I think that should help alleviate, maybe. That kind of massages it. They gave us level 150 characters.
Yeah.
I hopped into my original game because I'm little flex here. I'm a Souls veteran, and I knew. I'm not doing New Game Plus. I'm waiting for the DLC.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm just
I
waiting.
wanted the plat.
Yeah,
I
know.
wanted the plat.
I don't go for the plats, so only
Yeah.
Bloodborne I have the plat.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
but I have a level like 160 characters. So I'm like,
Ah,
all right, I'm looking good. I'm looking good here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm like 200 something.
Yeah, so they gave us level 150s, and they gave us some new DLC weapons, which I'm gonna talk about one that I'm just.
Sounds interesting.
So it's called the Milady.
Okay.
It's called the Milady.
Not
and
malady?
Milady.
Oh, okay.
And even in the description, it's like talking about like proper women or something, like, a reference to, and it is a light great sword
This is interesting.
which is super interesting.
This is interesting. So is it like a lady's greatsword?
It was,
or what's
this like skinny, long greatsword, and it's like a dex weapon. Strength as well, scaling, but it was more dex.
Okay.
And the freaking like L2 weapon art is you stick the blade out to your side in like a dueling stance.
Like
And
challenge?
Not towards them, but to the
Oh.
side. To the side.
Oh my
And you like
God.
do this sick walk.
Holy
and then
shit.
your alt moves are like this.
That's Melina.
It's Melania. It's
Melania,
Melania's
yeah,
moveset.
Melania.
She does like this. You can do this sick.
She does that.
It's incredible. You do the sick like dive attack, which is awesome to close the distance, and then you also have like a combo, like a pop 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 move, and it was so addicting. I was like, I just need to.
I guess she does have like a light greatsword. She's basically got like
You're right. It's
Sephiroth's
super,
like big girl blade.
yeah. So it was awesome because I think one of Elden Ring's strengths above all Souls games is the weapon variety.
Oh yeah.
Just how many weapons there are, how viable they all are, and how different they all are, and how you can swap in different weapon arts to make them.
Was there any kind of like hex magic or any new weird area magic that
Did
you
not
noticed?
mess around with any magic,
Because sometimes in
unfortunately.
DLCs and historically they've introduced like curses or hexes
Yeah.
or like a different branch of the magic tree.
Yeah.
Which is always kind of fun.
I'm sure there's. I remember picking up some new spells, but it was like X'd out because my character
Yeah.
like couldn't use it or whatever. So there's some new spells in there. And then I had like this other, just some other normal cool weapons. I don't want to spoil the weapons because that's part of the discovery. So I'm sure you can go on YouTube and everyone looking for the clicks is just gonna lay all
Vati
those
video
out.
have the
It's
whole
not my
lore of
style.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. There are a slew of new characters, NPCs.
Oh.
I mean, just a big cast from the jump.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of lore. It's really going to dive into kind of the origins, I think, and the history. I think you're going to get a lot of historical.
Because this is a prequel, sort of? Or
It references characters that were involved before the events of Elden Ring.
Okay.
That are referenced in Elden Ring,
Right,
like Mikola
right,
and all those,
yeah.
all those names.
all
I'm
these
not
M
a lore
names.
master.
I get them all
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah. And then, just about the currencies, the weapons, pretty good enemy variety straight up. And like I said, just the environments were really similar, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I don't want to say reused assets, but they just felt really
I mean,
familiar.
it's a DLC. you know.
Exactly. So, though I think just the long wait kind of got me going where, and how they said, it's the biggest DLC they've ever done. So I really was expecting a big,
Some of those DLCs are big.
yeah. This thing's gonna be nuts.
I mean, you only played it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, it takes like 12 to get to the first new area, and
Yeah.
depending on how you're playing.
I did kill 3 bosses.
Oh wow.
I don't know if I really want to talk about them. I beat 1 main boss, 1 optional boss, and then 1 like super mini boss. So I had a
Okay.
good variety of
Yeah,
bosses.
yeah.
And then I saw the 4th boss. I got there at the very end, and I whooped my ass. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. I guess that's
All
it.
is well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they cool?
They were really cool. The main boss was so tricky. It was
the one that you killed, or the one that killed you?
the one that I killed. The
Okay.
main boss that I killed. I mean, this thing was giving people a lot of problems. Like, people around me, I watched struggle on this thing for, I'm not even kidding, hours. I'm not even kidding. People next to me for hours were fighting this.
Dude,
And then-
fighting a boss in a preview setting is
It's
one of the most
intense.
stressful parts of our job.
Yeah.
I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah.
Even when it's a game I'm like good at.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I'm like, oh, some of the PR people are behind me. Here we go, boss. I'm gonna beat it. They're gonna be all stoked. Let's go.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then just
yeah.
like, you're dead.
Immediately
You're dead.
rolled.
You're dead.
Yeah.
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 So tried it like, 5-6 times, got like a 1/4 of their health down. Was like, no. It's a preview. No
Yeah.
shame. Let's summon. Little mimic tier, little golden summon.
Yeah.
Bad idea. The thing has 1 billion health. Did no good.
Oh.
So then I was like, okay.
Some bosses, that makes it harder.
Yeah, this thing, I think bosses and weapons are one of the best parts of any Souls-like, and discovering those, I think, is like one of the last sacred things in the internet age.
Sure.
I truly believe that. So I'm not going to talk about it that much. I'm sorry.
His lips are sealed,
Yeah.
chat. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Were they tall?
They were big. They were the best word to describe this bastard, erratic.
Oh,
This thing was erratic, dude. God.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like the blade of Mikola,
Yeah.
or whichever the one. God, these names.
Yeah. So high souls like you, this thing stomps me like 10 times, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go find those delicious little, buff things that make me stronger in the DLC.
Right.
Went and found a few, got stronger, came back, beat that thing on like the 3rd try.
So they're pretty.
Potent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So very potent. It definitely felt like a brick wall boss where it's like maybe you should go explore it. Like,
Yeah.
how many times have we been in that situation
Yeah.
in Souls?
The catacombs, dude. Just go the other way, dude. Stop.
Yeah. Go the other way.
Don't bash your head against it.
Exactly. And then I made sure to do, last thing I'll talk about is just like a little optional dungeon that, is everywhere in Elden Ring. This one was really cool. It was heavy on the jars.
Love
Jar stuff everywhere. But again, that's kind of the reused assets of it, where it's like, okay, I've kind of fought these things before, I've seen this. But it was cool because I love a good dungeon where you're going down.
Yeah.
You're going down, down, down.
Yeah.
And then you fought a little.
Down by the river.
Down by the river in a van. Yeah. And you fight, just a little, it's like a mini boss. It was cool.
Like
but
like one of those cat statue things.
no,
or-
it's but like a person,
a boss of that.
level.
Nature, yeah.
And then you get their like mimic tier. Not the mimic tier is the one I used. That was OP.
Yeah,
that they nerfed.
their ash.
The ashes. Yeah. So you get new stuff of that.
Okay.
And then I guess the real last thing. So there's a bunch of NPCs, like I said, and the premise of the DLC is kind of like you're seeking out these other spots that one of the gods visited. So you're like retracing this person's steps and finding.
It's like a pilgrimage almost.
Exactly. It kind of has that energy where it's like, okay, I got to find these spots. They even give you a map. And it's like, kind of like here and here, like in your inventory. So it's like, you're retracing these steps and trying to find these key locations throughout. And that's pretty much it. That was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've wet my whistle.
Yeah. So Shadow of the
It's like a
Erdtree.
month away? A little under?
It is. Let me find the exact date. I got it right here.
21st, I want to say. June 21st.
Is June 21st. Yes.
Less than a month.
Less than a month away. I mean, so many industry people were there, and it was like, you take a little coffee break, and then they come up to you, and you just lock eyes, and you're just like, Goaty. You're just like, Goaty.
Dulcody?
Yeah, DLC Goaty. Yeah, so felt incredible. If you love Elden Ring, obviously you're going to play and be obsessed with this. Like, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Erdtree coming June 21st. More Elden Ring. See you
Hell
later.
yeah.
Love and respect.